Everything you think you know about confidence is wrong. It isn't loud, it isn't arrogance, it isn't pretending. True confidence is invisible until it's felt. It's the quiet presence that shifts a room without a single word, the steady gaze, the calm breath, the mind that refuses to be shaken by chaos, the kind of presence that makes people pause, focus, and listen, even when nothing is said. The Stoics understood this centuries ago. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Epictetus reminded us that no one can enslave a person who rules themselves. Seneca warned that the greatest weakness is wasting your life living by others' opinions. Personality is not fixed. Confidence is not gifted. Both are crafted, built through small, consistent actions. The habits you enforce, the discipline you practice, and the control you maintain when no one is watching. Picture this: a chaotic meeting, a tense room, a storm of conflicting voices, and one person walks in. They do not rush, they do not compete. Yet all eyes turn, the energy shifts. That is mastery in motion. That is the power of disciplined habits. In this video, we'll uncover 10 Stoic tips, timeless strategies to strengthen your character, sharpen your confidence, and cultivate inner authority. These are practical habits, grounded in Stoic wisdom, ready to apply in real life. By the end, you will not just understand confidence, you will begin to embody it. Master yourself, and no storm, no opinion, no chaos will ever own you again. If this video resonates, don't forget to like it to show your support for practical Stoic wisdom. Share it with someone who needs guidance on self-mastery and confidence. Comment below your favorite insight or the habit you plan to apply first. Subscribe to join a journey of self-mastery, resilience, and untouchable strength. Open your mind, observe yourself, commit to change, and step into the version of yourself that commands respect without uttering a word. Number 1. Control your face. Your face is a mirror of your inner state, whether you realize it or not. A raised eyebrow, a tight jaw, or a forced smile can reveal more than words ever could. In moments of stress, conflict, or negotiation, your expressions betray your emotions before your mouth even opens. Every twitch, every flicker, every micro-expression becomes a message, sometimes one you didn't intend to send. And in a world full of observers, those subtle signals can shift how people treat you, influence what they attempt to extract from you, and determine the respect they give you. True confidence, however, is quiet. It doesn't need to be announced. It is reflected in a calm, composed, neutral face. A face that reveals nothing unnecessary, yet conveys control and presence. Imagine walking into a room filled with tension, colleagues arguing over a project, a client frustrated, or a team under pressure. The person who sits down and simply observes, with a relaxed posture and steady gaze, immediately commands attention. Conversations pause. The energy subtly shifts. People instinctively recalibrate because your calm signals mastery. That is the power of controlling your face. Think of a manager in a heated meeting. Two employees are arguing over a missed deadline. While emotions rise, this manager listens silently, expressions neutral. Neither approving nor disapproving, they maintain a steady gaze, a slight nod, and a relaxed jaw. The arguing parties slowly calm, redirecting their energy to constructive solutions. By simply controlling their face, this manager communicates authority, focus, and patience without a single word. The Stoics understood this principle centuries ago. Epictetus said, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the view which they take of them." Your face is an extension of your mind's interpretation of events. When your inner state is disciplined, your expressions become tools rather than liabilities. Control what you reveal externally. and you maintain control over how others perceive you. Spend 5 minutes each morning in front of a mirror. Observe your natural expressions. Notice how your brows, eyes, and lips react to thought or imagined stress. Identify subtle signs of tension, a clenched jaw, tightened eyes, or forced smile. Acknowledge them. Practice neutral expressions under stress. Imagine a friend delivering criticism, a surprise situation at work, or a minor accident. Train your face to stay calm. Combine facial control with posture, relaxed shoulders, steady breathing, and a grounded stance. Together, they create a commanding presence. Remember, your face is your silent messenger. By mastering it, you become unreadable, respected, and unshakable. In every interaction, the calm observer communicates more power than the loudest voice in the room. Control your face, and you control perception. And with perception comes influence, respect, and true Stoic strength. Number 2. Think in leverage, not effort. Not all effort is equal. Some people work themselves to exhaustion, filling their days with endless activity, yet achieve little. Others, with far less visible effort, shift the direction of entire projects, influence decisions, and command respect. The difference lies in leverage. Leverage means finding the point where a small action creates the greatest effect. It is the art of working smarter, not harder. The powerful do not waste energy on noise or distractions. They focus on actions that move the needle. Think of a chess player. A beginner might focus on moving pieces constantly, reacting to every threat, trying to cover the entire board. A master, however, waits. They study patterns, anticipate moves, and then, with a single precise action, shift the entire game. The power lies not in constant movement, but in calculated leverage. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength in practice. This means you must direct your energy toward what you can control and what creates the most significant impact. To waste energy on the uncontrollable, or to scatter it across trivial tasks, is to live without focus. Consider a professional at work. One employee spends all day answering emails, attending back-to-back meetings, and appearing busy. Another, instead, spends the morning in deep focus, identifies one key problem holding the team back, and solves it. That single solution saves everyone hours of wasted effort. The first is busy, the second is powerful. Or think of personal life. A parent could try micromanaging every small habit of their child, nagging about clothes, homework, or meals. Or they could focus on instilling a single foundational habit: discipline. Once discipline takes root, everything else, study, respect, responsibility, falls into place. That is leverage. The Stoics constantly warned against scattering energy. Seneca said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." Time and effort are limited. If you pour them into trivialities, you will never rise above mediocrity. But by choosing carefully where to act, you create disproportionate influence. Each morning ask, what is the one action today that creates the biggest result? Write it down. Apply the 80-20 principle. 80% of results usually come from 20% of actions. Identify that 20% and double down. Pause before action. Before reacting, ask, is this movement or impact? If it's just movement, step back. Invest in long-term leverage, skills, habits, and relationships that continue to pay dividends far into the future. When you stop measuring your worth by exhaustion and start measuring by impact, everything changes. Leverage transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary influence. Think in leverage, not effort. Because true power isn't found in doing more. It's found in doing what matters most. Number 3. Speak less, observe more. Words are powerful, but they are also dangerous. Every time you speak, you reveal something: your thoughts, your emotions, your priorities, even your weaknesses. The more you speak, the more you hand others the blueprint of your mind. This is why powerful people choose silence first. They observe, they listen, they measure, and only then do they speak. Seneca once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Much of this suffering comes from speaking before thinking, from reacting too quickly, from exposing what should remain guarded. When you speak less and observe more, you see reality for what it is, without the fog of your assumptions or the traps of your emotions. Imagine a tense negotiation. One side is eager, filling the silence with promises, explanations, and nervous justifications. The other side listens calmly, watching tone, body language, and choice of words. The observer gains insight, while the talker gives away leverage. In the end, the quiet side often wins, not because they said more, but because they revealed less. Or think of daily life. You walk into a heated family discussion. One sibling is talking non-stop, justifying, defending, raising their voice. Another stays quiet, watching, letting emotions spill out. When they finally do speak, their words carry weight because they are measured, precise, and grounded. Silence, in this way, creates authority. Marcus Aurelius advised himself, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." This is more than a moral guideline. It's a strategy. Speaking less forces you to test every word. Is it necessary? Is it true? Is it useful? If not, silence is stronger. In meetings, resist the urge to speak first. Let others reveal themselves. The longer you wait, the more context you gather. In conflict, observe tone, posture, and pace. People expose more in how they act than in what they say. In relationships, silence can reveal truth. If someone grows uncomfortable when you simply listen, it tells you more than their words ever could. Before speaking, ask yourself 2 questions. Is this necessary? Will this strengthen or weaken me? Train in active listening. Notice not just words, but pauses, hesitations, and what is left unsaid. Embrace silence. Count to 3 before responding in tense conversations. You will appear calm, deliberate, and in control. Silence is not weakness. It is strategy. It creates mystery, authority, and space for wisdom. Speak less, observe more, and your words will begin to carry weight. Not because they are many, but because they are rare, precise, and impossible to ignore. The Stoics knew mastery is not in expression, but in restraint. In a noisy world, the quiet observer holds the true power. Number 4. Walk in, energy shifts. Power is not always loud. It is not always announced. True power is often invisible until it enters the room. You've seen it before. Someone steps in, says nothing, yet suddenly the atmosphere changes. People sit straighter, voices lower, attention shifts. This is presence, the silent energy that commands respect without a single word. The Stoics understood this well. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." In other words, stop talking about strength. Embody it. When you walk into a room with calm certainty, your very being speaks louder than any introduction. Think of a military leader stepping into a chaotic camp. Soldiers are nervous, voices rise, fear spreads. The leader doesn't shout. He walks calmly, surveys with steady eyes, breath slow and deep. His composure ripples outward. Fear decreases. Order returns. His energy alone becomes the anchor. Or picture a modern workplace. A heated meeting is spiraling out of control. People talk over each other. tempers flare. Then a senior manager enters, not rushing, not tense. Shoulders relaxed, posture upright, eyes steady. They sit quietly, observing. Within moments, the room calms. Not because they spoke, but because their presence shifted the tone. That is power, quiet, grounded, unshakable. Epictetus taught, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Presence begins with inner preparation. If you decide to embody calmness, to breathe slowly, to control your body and mind, others will feel it. People sense alignment between inner discipline and outward expression. In every social or professional setting, people look for anchors, those who project stability. If your energy is chaotic, you add to the noise. If your energy is calm and steady, you draw others toward order. Presence creates unspoken authority. Master your posture. Stand tall, shoulders relaxed, spine straight. Your body communicates before your words. Control your breath. Slow breathing calms your nervous system. A calm body projects calm energy. Move deliberately. Avoid rushing. Walk with measured pace, as if you are never late. This signals confidence. Visualize before entering. Imagine yourself as the anchor of the room. See yourself steady, grounded, ready. Speak last, if needed at all. Let your silence do the work first. Words become more powerful when presence sets the stage. Seneca once said, "A great man is one who is complete in himself." When you cultivate calm presence, you no longer rely on noise, reputation, or titles. You become complete. Others feel it instantly, an invisible gravity that shifts energy the moment you arrive. Walk in and let the room adjust to you, not through force, but through mastery. That is the Stoic way of power. Number 5. Master your inner dialogue. The most important conversation you will ever have is the one you have with yourself. Long before you speak to others, before you act, before you decide. Your inner dialogue has already shaped the battlefield. If your thoughts are chaotic, fearful, or self-defeating, no external strategy will save you. But if your thoughts are disciplined, calm, and purposeful, even the harshest storms cannot shake you. Epictetus declared, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Freedom begins in the mind. The person who cannot control their thoughts is enslaved, not by others, but by their own imagination. How many times have you replayed a mistake in your mind, magnifying it until it feels unbearable? Or worried about something that hasn't even happened, wasting days of peace on ghosts of the future? Seneca warned us of this trap. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. The enemy is not the event. It is the voice in your head exaggerating it. Imagine waking up on the morning of a big presentation. Your first thought, "I'm not ready. I'll mess this up." That single thought creates a spiral. Your palms sweat, your breath quickens, and suddenly, your fear makes the failure more likely. But change the dialogue. "I have prepared. I will speak clearly, one moment at a time." And your body follows. Calm returns. Performance improves. A student waits for exam results. Their mind whispers, "If I fail, everything is over." Anxiety grows. They panic, but another student reframes, "If I pass, good. If I fail, I learn and try again." Which one is freer? The second. Why? Because they have mastered their dialogue, not allowed it to master them. Your thoughts are the soil from which your reality grows. Negative thoughts poison confidence before it is tested. Disciplined thoughts plant resilience, calm, and strength. Mastering your inner dialogue means creating an internal fortress no one else can breach. Morning thought audit. Each morning, write down the first negative thought that comes to you. Replace it with an intentional one. Example, instead of "today will be stressful," write "today I will remain calm under stress. Neutral observer. When your mind spirals, don't fight it. Step back and observe. Say to yourself, this is just a thought, not reality. Distance creates power. Anchor. Phrase. Keep a phrase ready to reset your mind. Marcus Aurelius often repeated to himself, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Choose your own anchor and repeat it when storms come. Evening reflection. Before bed, review your inner dialogue of the day. Where did you lose control? Where did you succeed? Adjust for tomorrow. The Stoics knew that mastery begins within. You may not control the world, but you control your thoughts about it. Change that, and everything else changes with it. When you master your inner dialogue, you walk with quiet strength. You are no longer a prisoner of fear or doubt. You become untouchable, not because the world is calm, but because you are. Number 6, control your desires. Every downfall begins with a craving uncontrolled. Desires are not weakness by themselves, they are natural sparks of human life. But when desires control you, when every craving demands a reaction, you become predictable, manipulable, and weak. The Stoics taught that true power lies not in denying desire, but in mastering it. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The craving itself is outside your control. It rises like a wave. But your response to it, that is entirely yours. Think of a negotiation. One person blurts out, "I'll take any salary, I just need this job." In that moment, they surrender leverage. Their desire for approval becomes a weapon against them. The calmer candidate, who desires but does not reveal, holds the stronger position. Their restraint communicates value. Or picture a young professional scrolling social media late into the night. They know they should sleep, but the urge to keep scrolling feels irresistible. The next day, they wake up tired, unfocused, and irritable. Their desire for instant stimulation sabotaged their long-term strength. Contrast this with someone who pauses, sets the phone aside, and chooses rest. That single act of self-control creates ripple effects, sharper focus, better energy, and stronger presence. Seneca cautioned, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." Desires chain us to dissatisfaction. The more we feed them, the hungrier they become. The less we indulge them, the more powerful we feel. Desires make us predictable. If others know what you desperately want, money, approval, attention, they can use it to control you. Contained desires, however, turn into focused energy. They stop being chains and become fuel for action. Pause before acting. The next time you feel an urge, whether to speak, buy, eat, or react, pause for 10 seconds. Ask, does this serve my long-term strength? Redirect energy. If you crave comfort, channel it into effort. For example, when tempted to binge watch, instead walk for 10 minutes or journal. The energy of desire can be repurposed. Silence your longings. Avoid broadcasting what you want most. Keep it private. Desire revealed is power surrendered. Desire contained is power preserved. Practice minimalism. Once a week, deny yourself a small pleasure. Skip sugar, avoid unnecessary spending, or refrain from constant phone use. These small denials train strength for bigger battles. A leader in a heated meeting wants to defend themselves immediately. Their desire to win pushes them to react. Instead, they pause, breathe, and choose silence. Their restraint forces others to speak more, revealing truths. When they finally respond, it is deliberate, powerful, and respected. The Stoics understood. Controlling desires is not about suppression, but transformation. The energy of craving, once mastered, fuels greatness. Left unchecked, it enslaves. Master your desires, and you master yourself. Master yourself, and nothing outside can shake you. Number 7. React slow, strike clean. The quickest reaction is often the weakest one. Anger bursts, impulse shouts, desire lunges, but power is not in speed, it is in control. The Stoics understood that emotion-driven reactions rarely serve us. What serves us is clarity, calmness, and precision. Seneca said, "He who is brave is free." Bravery is not in rushing blindly into action, but in pausing long enough to see the whole picture before moving forward. Imagine someone insults you in public. Your first impulse may be to snap back, to defend yourself, to show strength through words. But true strength is revealed when you remain composed. Silence unsettles the insulted more than anger ever could. Later, with careful words, you can address the insult in a way that restores respect without lowering yourself. Or picture a heated workplace scenario. A colleague unfairly criticizes your work during a meeting. One person reacts instantly, defensive, emotional, scattered. Another listens, waits, and responds after a pause. Calm, factual, confident. The room immediately shifts. Who looks stronger? Who earns respect? Always the one who reacted slow, but struck clean. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it." That pause between stimulus and response is the space where mastery lives. When you react instantly, you're controlled by the world. When you delay, even for a few seconds, you regain control. Slow reaction creates space for reason to guide you, and when you finally act, your strike, whether in words or in decisions, lands with clarity and weight. The 5-second rule. Before responding to frustration, anger, or criticism, count to 5 silently. In that pause, emotions lose their sharpest edge. Observe first, respond later. In conflict, let the other person speak fully. Their words reveal not only their argument, but also their weaknesses. Use that knowledge before replying. Choose precision over volume. When you do respond, keep your words sharp and few. A single measured sentence carries more impact than a flood of emotional ones. Train in small moments, practice in daily irritations. When traffic angers you, breathe. When someone cuts in line, stay composed. These small victories prepare you for bigger challenges. Relatable example. Consider a professional athlete. The rookie lashes out at every foul, arguing with referees, losing focus. The seasoned veteran absorbs the foul, steps back, and waits for the right opportunity. Then, at the precise moment, they strike clean with a game-winning move. The veteran's calm presence, not the rookie's outburst, defines true power. The Stoics knew speed without thought is recklessness. Calmness with intention is mastery. React slow, strike clean, let others be slaves to their impulses. You move like water, patient, steady, unstoppable. Number 8. Keep allies close, controlled. No one rises alone. Even the strongest leaders, the wisest thinkers, and the most disciplined warriors depend on allies. But here lies a paradox. While allies amplify your strength, dependence on them can quietly weaken it. The Stoics knew that relationships are powerful tools, yet they warned against becoming enslaved by attachment. Epictetus said, "Attach yourself to what is within your control. Let go of what is not. Allies are valuable, but they are never fully within your control. People shift, circumstances change, and loyalty can waver. The wise path, then, is to nurture connections without surrendering autonomy." Think of a workplace scenario. You and a colleague are close, sharing personal details, frustrations, and secrets. For a while, the bond feels empowering, but one day, during a promotion decision, your colleague uses your words against you. That closeness, once a strength, now becomes a weakness. If you had kept discretion, maintaining warmth without oversharing, your autonomy would remain intact. Or picture a leader in history. Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, surrounded himself with advisors. He valued their counsel, but he also kept emotional balance. He listened, but decisions rested with him. Allies amplified his wisdom, but he never surrendered his sovereignty. Uncontrolled closeness creates dependency. When you overshare, when you blur boundaries, you hand others the ability to control you. True confidence is maintaining strong alliances while never losing yourself within them. Power lies not in isolation, but in balanced connection. Share selectively. Warmth builds trust, but vulnerability must be measured. Share enough to create connection, not enough to surrender leverage. Balance loyalty with independence. Be reliable, but never to the point where you cannot stand alone if needed. Observe behavior under pressure. True allies reveal themselves not in comfort, but in crisis. Watch who supports you when it costs them something. Keep personal discipline. Your values, routines, and boundaries must stay intact regardless of relationships. Allies should strengthen, not replace, your discipline. Relatable. Example, imagine two business partners. One leans entirely on the other, emotionally, financially, and strategically. When disagreements arise, dependency forces them into silence or compliance. The other partner, however, maintains balance. They value the relationship but preserve their own independence. When decisions come, their voice carries weight because it is not tied to neediness but grounded in strength. Seneca warned, "Associate with those who will make a better man of you. Welcome those whom you yourself can improve." This is the Stoic way of alliances. Mutual growth, not dependency. Keep allies close. Value them, respect them, but always remain controlled. Loyalty without discretion is slavery. Friendship without boundaries is weakness. Your goal is balance. Relationships that empower, never entrap. Allies can lift you higher, but only if you remain firmly grounded in yourself. Number 9. Operate in shadows, reward in public. The world often confuses noise with strength. Many rush to announce their efforts, post every move, and seek applause before results even exist. But true power does not scream. It acts quietly, efficiently, relentlessly. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one his reminder is timeless. Virtue and effectiveness do not need advertising. They reveal themselves in outcomes." Imagine two employees tasked with solving a major crisis at work. One spends hours telling everyone how hard they're working, dramatizing effort, seeking sympathy. The other disappears into focus, avoids distractions, and silently delivers a solution. At the end, when results are revealed, it is the quiet worker who earns respect. Not because they asked for it, but because their actions demanded it. Operating in shadows keeps your mind sharp and your work clean. Without the pressure of constant validation, you channel energy into execution rather than performance. And when the results arrive, they speak louder than 1,000 words. But Stoic wisdom goes further. When recognition comes, do not hoard it. Share it. Reward publicly. Give credit to your allies, your team, those who contributed, even if your hand did the heavy lifting. Seneca wrote, "He who receives a benefit with gratitude repays the first installment on his debt." By publicly rewarding others, you build loyalty and respect that no amount of self-praise could achieve. Think of a great leader in sports. The best captains don't shout about their personal achievements. They train hard in silence. They set standards when no one is watching, and when victory comes, they point to their team. This humility multiplies respect. People follow leaders who give, not those who boast. Work quietly. Avoid announcing unfinished plans. Let discipline replace declarations. Document results. Keep proof of your impact, but save it for when outcomes are clear. Credit others. When success is visible, name those who helped. This builds trust and authority. Detach from applause. Seek progress, not praise. Respect earned is stronger than recognition demanded. Operate in shadows. Let results shine in daylight and reward others in public. This is not just strategy. It is Stoic power in action. Number 10. Expect betrayal before it happens. Trust is essential, but blind trust is dangerous. Human beings are complex, driven by ambition, fear, envy, or desperation. Even the closest allies can one day act against you, not always from malice, but often from weakness. To be powerful, you must expect betrayal, not with paranoia, but with preparation. Epictetus reminded us, it's not events that disturb us, but our judgments about them. Betrayal itself cannot break you. What breaks people is the shock, the disbelief that such a thing could happen. The Stoic prepares in advance, rehearsing the possibility, so when it comes, they remain calm, unbroken, and ready. Consider a workplace scenario. You've built trust with a colleague, shared ideas freely, and assumed loyalty. Then, one day, you see your idea presented as their own in front of leadership. Most people would crumble in anger or despair, wasting energy on emotion. But the Stoic would not. Why? Because betrayal was already expected as a possibility. Preparation makes the event less devastating. Instead of exploding, you observe, adapt, and prepare your next move with composure. Expecting betrayal sharpens awareness. You no longer live in illusions about human nature. Marcus Aurelius began his meditations by reminding himself each morning, "Today I shall meet people who are meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly." By anticipating the worst, he strengthened himself against disappointment. When betrayal or deceit occurred, it was not a catastrophe. It was expected. This mindset doesn't mean living without trust. It means building trust wisely, with boundaries. It means valuing actions over words, consistency over charm, and loyalty proven over time. When you operate with this awareness, you avoid unnecessary shock and protect your energy from those who act out of weakness. Think of a professional athlete preparing for a tough match. They don't expect the opponent to play fair or easy. They expect pressure, fouls, and attempts to break their focus. By rehearsing these challenges mentally, they enter the game calm, prepared, and unshaken. Life works the same way. If you expect betrayal, manipulation, or deceit, you won't be paralyzed when it comes. You'll already know how to respond. Daily mental rehearsal. Each morning, remind yourself that people may disappoint, lie, or betray. This is not pessimism, but realism. Observe before trusting. Trust actions repeated over time, not promises made in words. Have contingencies. Keep backup plans in place, professionally and personally, so betrayal doesn't derail your progress. Respond, don't react. When betrayal comes, breathe. Delay your response. Let clarity guide action, not emotion. Seneca warned, "The man who has anticipated the coming of troubles takes away their power when they arrive." The Stoic never walks blind into life. They move forward aware, prepared, and unshakable, ready not only for loyalty, but for betrayal too. Like this insight? Make sure to like the video, share it with someone who needs it, comment your thoughts below, and subscribe for more Stoic wisdom, clarity, and self-mastery tips. Your engagement builds a community of focused, disciplined, and empowered individuals and helps these lessons reach those who can truly benefit from them.